everybody, it's Chris from CDORNERFITNESS, and today I have for you a nice and easy, relaxing back stretch. Okay, for a couple of the moves, if you need a towel, I'm going to show you some options with a towel. You don't need to use it, but if it helps you to get a little deeper into the stretches or to just feel the stretch better, then feel free to use those. So we're actually going to start on your back today. We're going to come all the way down, okay? And put your hands by your side. You're going to tilt your pelvis. Now, if you're like, I don't know what you're doing there, right? Take your hands and put them on your pelvic bones. And what I want you to do is tilt them toward your ribs. Okay, so you're tilting your pelvis. And then when you release, don't arch your back. Just tilt and release. So you just want to come to neutral. You're pressing the feet firmly into the floor, spreading out your toes, and just keep this going. You can think of it as you exhale as you tilt, and then inhale as you release. Exhale, tilt, and then release. It's a very small, very precise movement. For some people, this might be difficult at first, but if you keep working on it, you will get it. We will be holding stretches for a little bit longer today. Good. So let's just do two more of these. And very nice. Bring your left knee into your chest and extend your right leg nice and long. Now, if bringing your knee into your chest with your foot flat feels better for you and just it feels you like you have a little more control of the stretch and that it's not too much, feel free to keep the knee bent. But otherwise, you want to lengthen through that right leg and just drive that left knee into the chest. Now, some of these back stretches, you know, I've done it. I've been there where I'm like, oh, I'm going to get on the floor and I'm going to stretch my back. And then about 10 seconds later, no, maybe 30 seconds later, I'm up and I'm like, okay, that was enough. So we're actually going to take that time to sink into the stretch today. Now, just to get a little bit deeper, you can extend the leg a little bit and grab behind your knee and pull it a little more into your chest. Again, if that's not good for you, you could just hold around the knee. But press that right leg into the ground. Again, we're going to hold these. And when you're holding, you're not holding your breath. You're relaxing your face. And even the hold with the arms, you're pulling, but you're not scrunched up in your shoulders. You want to keep the upper body relaxed. So left knee, bend it, put it back down to the ground, and then bring your right knee into your chest. And if you want to keep your knee bent, go ahead, or you can extend it long. And I want you to think about the almost opposing forces here, where you're pulling your right knee in, and then imagine someone is pulling on your left leg. So it's not just really just holding a position. You're really going to get into it where you feel that there's an actual stretch happening. And sometimes that means you have to contract in other areas. Or put a little bit of work into it, I should say. So that lengthening of the left leg might feel like you're working to stretch it, reach it long, as you're driving your right knee into your chest. Now, if you want a little bit more from that, go ahead and extend the leg a little bit and hold behind the thigh. I know you've seen a few of these videos where I had my sunglasses on, and right now I'm kind of thinking, oh, I wish I brought them out. That sun is in my face right now. I mean, it feels good, don't get me wrong. Hold it. One more breath. Good. And then bend that knee and put that foot on the floor as you bring your left knee to meet the right. So the feet are together and the knees are together, and the arms are going to go out at like a little diagonal. And I just want you to just rock gently side to side. Now, you don't want to put your knees down yet. We're just still going gentle, seeing what it feels like in your back, where your back is today. This would also be a great routine to finish your day. We do it before you go to bed. Good. Bring it back to the center. Walk your toes in a little closer. And I'm going to have you cross your left leg, the knee over the knee. Okay, so it's not ankle over knee, it's knee over knee. And then gently grab onto your knees and pull them up. You probably feel this in the left side of your lower back and possibly your glutes. A little muscle back there, the piriformis that likes to be cranky, right? So this is nice to just release that. And the more you can relax the rest of your body in the stretch, the more that specific muscle that you're stretching will relax. So again, that's why we say things like relax your face, maybe open your mouth, unclench your jaw. Good. Gently release that down. And before we go to the other side, put your feet back down, knees together, and we're going to just go side to side gentle a little bit and see if you notice just any difference there. Good. Bring it back to the center and go ahead and cross your right leg over your left and walk your knees in and give it a little pull. It's okay just to be in a stretch, just be, not thinking so hard about it, not thinking about, oh, when's this going to be over so that I could go and be about my day, right? Sometimes when you take the time to slow down your body and your brain, it actually makes the rest of your day just go a little smoother. I know that sounds totally nuts, but it's not. Again, right side, lower back. Although you may feel both hips here, and depending on if you have tightness in one side more than the other, okay, you might feel it in both sides. Good. Release that down. Now, take your feet about hip width apart. Knees are pointing up to the sky. And you want to bring your heels to the place where you can just brush them with your middle finger. Okay, so you can reach and you just brush with your middle finger. So that pelvic tilt that we did at the beginning, start to tilt and then start to lift your lower back and middle back up, pressing your feet into the floor. And then think about that going backwards. So go vertebrae by vertebrae. I had trouble saying that. Slowly down, right? So you're pressing into the floor with your feet, tilting your pelvis, rolling it up. You want to come to right about below the shoulder blades. Back down. Again, I told you this was slow and gentle. Roll it up. And Sometimes if you find, let's bring it back down. We're going to do it one more time. Sometimes if you find this to be the most difficult, slowing it down and just really slowing it down and doing the stretches at a slower pace and taking time for yourself, a lot of times it means that's what we really need. Okay, bring it down. Now, the next one, you're going to roll onto one side, okay? And you're going to lay down and put your arm under your head. Now, if you can't reach your foot, you're going to take the towel and put it around your knee. And then, behind your knee. Sorry, behind your knee. And then hold it and bring it back that way. Okay? Otherwise, you can grab your ankle and you want to pull back the hip. So it's not here, okay? You can start by pointing the knee that way and then just bring the knee pointing slightly behind you. Relax the rest of your body. If it feels better to have your left knee in front of you a little bit, that's fine. Or the bottom knee, I should say. But the top leg has the stretch here. You should be feeling your hip flexors and quads. And not always, but for some, this happens to me. When my hip flexors are really tight is when I start to feel my lower back. And again, that's not for everyone, but it doesn't always apply to everybody. So maybe you have a disc issue and that's your issue, right? Or maybe you have something that is different than that even, and stretching the quads for you is just like, no big deal. For you, you're just going to roll to the other side and go ahead again. I'm going to just turn around so you can see and so I can see you. Okay. And again, this can be here. You can pull it back, or you grab the foot, head down. I bet you guys can guess what Kevin is doing right now. He's eating lunch. I can hear him scraping his bowl. Hold it right there. Again, the knee is slightly behind. All right, and if that's uncomfortable, you don't want to feel any discomfort in your lower back here. It shouldn't feel like a big arch or anything. All right, some of us are going to have to get deeper than others, or have to go into a stretch bigger to get to the same place as someone else, right? So some of you might be here and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tight here. You just do the best you can. And if you keep working on it, you will get there. Good. One more breath. Excellent. Release that down and roll to your belly. All right. We're going to bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. And what I want you to imagine here is that you're going to pull your elbows in and drag yourself across the mat. You're not dragging yourself, but that's the pulling motion of it. Okay. So what you don't want is keep your eyes maybe on the floor 2 or 3 feet ahead of you. Press your pelvis into the floor. If you need more out of this, and don't force anything that doesn't feel right, you can put your hands on the floor next to your chest and press up. Okay, but now when you do this, make sure that you're not sinking into your shoulders like this. You know, I see people do that, and then I'm like, get out of your shoulders, and they don't. So you want to lengthen your neck, reach up to the sky. And then the last expression of the pose, if you want to, is to lift your knees off the floor. But again, these are progressions, so you do the one that is right for you. Wherever you are, one more breath. And then exhale, drop the knees, and let's come back into a child's pose. All right. So in this position, you can I have my knees together and underneath me. If you would like to have your knees apart and feeling your ribs between the knees, that's okay too. Little different pose, but whichever one feels more comfortable for you right now, is the one I want you to take. So you don't need to look up, just listen. Inhale, and as you inhale, you should feel the belly press into your thighs. Lift up just a little bit, reach your arms a little longer, and then exhale, sink down. Inhale, feel those ribs expand as the lungs fill with air. Exhale, sink. And one more time, inhale. And exhale, a little more length. Good. And come up to hands and knees. Let's flip over to your backside. So if this position is difficult for you, you can always do these with your legs extended out to the side, but just make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall either way, okay? I'm gonna have my legs crossed, but again, you gotta do what's right for you, right? So inhale up. From the left side, reach up toward the sky and then over. So I don't want you to sink into yourself like this. I want you to imagine length from your left hip all the way up to the left fingertips. Lengthen. So think of more of a 45-degree angle with this arm down rather than like YMCA, right? So stay there. And up. Other side. Good. Length. I felt myself sinking into that a little bit. So again, you got to feel what feels right for you and notice. There's times even, I'm doing a move and I'm like, wait, nope, got to fix my form, right? And take it up. Good. Last one, seated cat-cow, hands on your shins. And if you are here, okay, you can just pull your belly button in and then out. Okay, so from the side, it looks like you're rounding and then you're arching. If your legs are crossed, it can probably be a little deeper, round and arch and round and arch. One more of those, round. Now as you arch, reach the arms up straight, arms straight, back straight, reach, hands together to your heart. And I hope that felt like a really nice back reset for you today. Thank you, guys. You're on day 22. Please don't forget to hit subscribe, leave a comment, and like. I hope you are still with me throughout these 30 days. You're all doing so great. The word today of the day is bendy. I'm feeling bendy, meaning you're getting a little more flexible. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.